Morning. My name's Basil and this is my wife Trish.
Hello.
We felt today to share with you guys a little bit of our story of what happened to us recently. A couple of weeks ago, I just felt in my quiet time God speaking to me and said to organize a prayer for rain. And in that, it was quite a challenge for me to step out in faith like that. But I really felt it was something we needed to do, not just as a family, but as a community. It was a Monday morning. I decided to phone Shalom Ministries, and I got hold of a mate of mine there, Mark, who's the lead pastor or the pastor at the church. And Mark, I said to Mark, what's the chances of getting hold of Angus to come and do a community prayer for us? At first I was thinking farmers, maybe one of the country clubs, and he said, Basil, this Angus is busy, but I'll get back to you. Anyway, he phoned me half an hour later and said, can we meet with him at 10 o'clock on Tuesday? It all just fell into place.
Awesome man.
He was really, for me it was a highlight of my life to meet him. I know he's only a man, but he's a mighty man of God as far as I'm concerned. And while I was sitting in his boardroom, I just felt God saying to me, Ashton College. And we hadn't even spoken to the school, so I said, I walked out of there, I said to Mark's uncle, and in actual fact I said to Angus, Ashton College, but I'll need to confirm the venue. He said, if you make it happen on Friday, I'll be there. Anyway, I phoned Trish, my great help, and said, Trish, please phone Ashton, see if they can do it for us. And Mr. Erasmus, the headmaster, was very kind. He was excited. He was prepared to close the school down and get all the kids to attend and be a part of it, and that was exciting.
He just said to Jeannie Hubbard, because that's who I made contact with initially, and she just turned around and said, okay, wait, I'll get back to you. And she just said he walked in and mentioned Angus Buckham, prayer meeting school, and he said, say no more, it's done, it's yours.
For me, that whole week was so exciting, and it just made me realize that when we take that step of faith, God does the rest. He honors that commitment that you've made, and it's not just about the rain. It's also about saving people, saving lives, and people. Even if it was one person that came to know Christ through that event.
But there was a testimony.
Yeah, there were quite a few testimonies. Quite a few testimonies that came through. And then even better than that, it was an extremely hot day, as you all know. Those that attended, it was very hot. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday the rain started. And over the following 2 weeks, we had 105 mils here at home on the farm. I called all my staff together, and on the Monday morning we stood in the workshop before we delegated work for the day, and I said to them, listen, this is the situation. We've heard that some of the mills are not going to open. You guys see what's happening with the rain, and said at the end of the day it affects us all, not just me, but you as my employees. We're going to have to stop doing some of the work. And I said to them, would you mind if we prayed as myself and with all my employees? And they agreed, and we bowed our head in prayer. And Monday night, that very Monday night, we had 6 mils of rain. Doesn't sound like a lot, but to me that was 6 mils well worth it. And that week, in actual fact, we had just over 10 mils for that week.
Even if I can just finish off, even our middle child Shannon was challenged by one of the pupils at school, who came up to her on the Monday and said, where's your God? And Shannon said, he's here and he's faithful. And she said, the rain is coming. And she said, I'm telling you, rain will happen on Wednesday evening. And Thursday, Shannon went back to school and said to her little girl, she said, listen, the rain's here.
What I'd like to finish off by saying is, I really believe if we just take the time out, and I think something very important, I speak to the men in the home, spend a bit of time with God. Take that first hour in the morning, wake up that little bit extra early, sounds right, and spend a bit of quiet time in the lounge, take your Bible, read a little bit, and I promise you in those moments you'll realize and you'll hear from God. He'll lay it on your heart if there's something, and take that opportunity to spend time with God. I think our lives are so rushed and we're so busy with everything around us that we forget the most important time of the day, and that is, for me, the quiet time and the time we spend with God. So my challenge is to you, as the people of the church, spend time in the Word, take that time, read, pray, and I promise you, you will start seeing a difference in your life. I certainly have, with Trish and myself and our family, and that's my challenge to you as a church.